everyone, welcome to BumbleBeeCrafts. Thanks for tuning in to another video from me. I'm here with my Fabric Friday video. I'm excited for this one. I'm hoping I can get it all done in the one video, but I might end up doing two parts to this video. And today we're going to be doing a snippet roll. Not quite a full roll, these little bits that I've got here, but I have got one just to the side of me here that I'll show you. But yeah, I just thought over the last few weeks we've been creating lots of scraps and pieces in my bucket here, which is rather overflowing, and a great way of using those aside from clusters is a snippet roll. We will do some clusters in a week or two's time, but I wanted to focus on a snippet roll today. And just talk you through kind of like how I do my snippet roll. There's various different ways that you can do a snippet roll. This one I did quite a while back, well, probably over a year ago now, and it just uses a bit of ribbon and I've put some lace behind, but because I've got the ribbon, it's you can still see through it. I wanted to see it through with a lovely gold trim, and I've added lace, I've added buttons, I've added paper ephemera and glued them down. So there's a bit of sewing and a bit of gluing involved in that one. That's all that's left. I did do a nice long roll. Let me just see, is that? Got that. It's lovely. This one is a much longer roll. Go a bit slowly so it focuses, as you can see. And this one has had a bit of glue in places, like that bit of lace was glued. Obviously the paper, butterflies and labels have been glued. You've got buttons, but this one you don't see the backing so much, because that is the top piece of a scrap bit of net curtaining that I've used the actual net curtain, and I've just used that on the back as my base. So lay that one to the side. With regards to snippet roll bases, you can use anything really. As I said, I've used the tops off of an old net curtain. They are really great. I like to repurpose them. I've got a really nice long one here that I'm looking forward to doing a nice long snippet roll. You can use little strips of material. Obviously it's not going to be on a big long roll, although you could, if you wanted to, join these together and make a really nice long piece. That's something that you could do. So that's just like quite a large woven upholstery material. It's quite soft though. This is off the bottom of a t-shirt, which, yes, it does have a bit of a stretch to it, but rather than throw this out, because I don't know what else I would use it for, you can just completely cover it up with the fabric. So in a way it's really scrap busting those odd bits of material and fabric that you wouldn't really know what to do with otherwise. And then I've got this, it's an actual bit of some nice cotton material, and I've just cut a piece of a length there. You could use jeans material. You do want something that's quite sturdy. I mean, it's thin in a way because it's the net curtaining, but because how it's been sewn, folded over, it actually makes it quite stiff. So I always find a sturdy base would work really well to start with, but it can be anything. As I said, you don't need any, you could use any fabric. Okay, so these are the stages. Step one is to get your piece of fabric, so we will do some on this piece today and lay out scraps, and all I do is I just pin mine. You can glue them if you want to. If you're not confident with pinning or you don't have pins, by all means you could glue these down. We might do a glue one as well. I'll perhaps do one of these shorter pieces and do it entirely with glue, because I know not everybody is confident with a sewing machine or even to hand sew some of the pieces on. So it's a case of choosing your base and then choosing all the kind of fabrics that you want on the top. Now I've kept mine in kind of like a colour scheme with this one, with the pinks and the purples and the blues. This one's got more pinks, greens and yellows, so that's like really spring one. And this is the second stage where I have basically sewn these patches on ready, so that we can then do the final stage, which is to add any other little bits of fabric that we want. And I've just added some buttons on here. So this was my little test piece I was doing first thing this morning, just to kind of show you it follows the base, putting these on, doing this stage, and then adding some bits onto it. So that's what we're going to make today. Move this one and that to the side. So we've got this. Now I'm working down this way. There's no reason why you can't work across. Actually, we've got these that have gone down. Should we do this one across for something a bit different for you? Because these shorter pieces, I would these shorter pieces of base, I'll probably do them lengthways. Okay, so we're going to go across on this one. And yeah, just hunt through some fabric. I mean, I like to go initially with some plain fabrics to start with. We've got some plain colours here. I don't mind these. I'm not too keen on this fabric. The design is not a very good little fox design, so I'm quite happy to use that as a base. There's a nice bit of green there. Let's have a little rummage. We could use, see that one, I would probably want to use it more on top, on my second layer. The same with some fabric like this. Definitely want to use that on my top layer. I'm mainly looking for plain pieces that are going to form a bit of a base. I don't think I want red. I suppose a flash of red might be alright. That one again, I'm not too bothered about covering that one up, so we could use that one. Let's have a bit more of a rummage. There's some lovely pink material there, we could use that. It's a bit of green and another plain pink, we could have that. Let's see what else we've got. Well, I don't mind using a piece of that. And that's quite plain, it's not got any flowers on it. And I might possibly have a bit of that. Okay, I think we've got a few here to be going on with. I'm just going to check. I've moved. Yeah, I am all in camera. So I think I'm just going to come down a little bit. There we go. So you can see this process, and then I will okay, so let's start with this. Now when I'm using this, I don't mind if it overhangs slightly. So what I'm going to do is just give that a bit of a fray, and I'm just going to place that down here. And as I said, I like to pin, so I'm just going to pin this on here. If I've got a rusty pin. I don't know why that one's gone a bit rusty. Don't want that going in my fabric. So there we go, just pin that down, and then I'm just going to work along, overlapping. I do like to overlap them, so we just pin this one down. Should we have a bit of a pink? Let's grab my scissors and just chop that there. So there's no rhyme or reason in how you put these down, just whatever's pleasing to you. And as I said, I do like to have a base first to cover up this. How about a piece of that? Could go. No, I don't want to cover that bit up. we'll go there with that one. Nice bit of the green. I'm going to put a bigger piece of that on there so that overlaps. So yeah, grab your scrap bits of fabric and a strip of something as your base, and we can have a little play. I want maybe a bit of this, because I need to go under a little bit here. Look, that'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? Chop that off, that can go there. Okay, bit of this pink. I'm just going to lay that over the top. So you can go over or under, but I do find overlapping them helps. And that's not gone, I want that a bit straighter. I think actually we're getting a little wider. I'm just going to trim this. There we go, getting a bit too wide. Okay, so move this along. Actually, I think I might put all of that on there. I think that would work well. What do we think? Just trim another bit here. I think that would look good. I want to go with a bit of the green. I like this green. It's quite silky, this green is, but it's nice. Okay, and I think I'm going to get some of these frayed bits off. I'm going to put a piece on here on the end. There we go. So you don't have to have big pieces, you can use little pieces as well. Like so. What do we think to a piece of that under there? I don't think I want it all. There we go, let's pin these down. And then move over, we just need another little bit on the top. I'm just looking at that and thinking I would prefer that like that. That's better. We could have a bit of this on here. Just chop that off there. And that goes on the end. Okay, so that's step one. Let's move these out of the way, because now what we need to do, now that you've pinned everything to where we want it. As I said, I like to sew mine, so I'm going to bring my sewing machine in. It's to the side of me here, so if we move that to that side and just move this over here, scissors out of the way, and let me just lift this in. There. I think I can still work with that. Hold it into the side of me. Where's my foot gone? There's my little pedal. Okay, now as you guys know, my sewing machine is old, so it's going to probably be a little noisy. So if you had to turn the volume up, because I'm quite a quiet person, then you might want to turn the volume down again now. Okay, so we're ready. I've already got it set up for a zigzag stitch, and with this one that we did, I'm literally just going to run a zigzag because it's quite thin. Here I'm going to go straight down the middle with this one, I think. Let's bring my little pin pop to the side of me. So straight down the middle with a nice zigzag stitch, and that will keep everything together. Taking the pins out as I go. These are a bit short pieces, these first few. Okay. Now go slow. That's something I would recommend when you're doing this, is to go slow and steady and do this. Tuck that bit under there. I mean, a lot of this will get covered up anyway. We're literally just putting a base down with some nice bits of fabric, just to give it a bit of colour, and we can then build on this. And then this is the last little bit. There we go. Okay. Just going to switch this off and move it back to the side of me, so it's out of my way. Oh, she's heavy. Old and heavy, but I love her. Okay, so let's hold this up. So that's what we've done initially, is that one stage right down the middle, and it's supported it all together. If you were using smaller pieces like this piece, you could do a second stitch if you wanted to, but because we're going to add our next layer, so we've done this stage and we're at this stage now, like I did with this one. We want to get to this stage now, so this is the really fun bit of putting lots of little bits on that we like and decorate. But first things first is I just want to bring my threads to the back and knot them. So I'm just bringing that one from the front to the back. And just knotting it off. Cutting that off. That's all knotted now, so that won't come undone. I'll do the same with this one. Bringing through that thread. Come on, through you come. I always like to do 3. Don't know why, I just do 3 little knots. So there we go. So we were working this way, weren't we, on this one. Yeah, so you can see that nicely. Okay. So now we can just start adding some more decorative pieces on here. Where was this little bit with the blue tits? I wanted to use a bit of that. That's a nice piece. What else have we got in here? So we could use some elements of that. Bit of trim there. Another bit of that there. That's nice with some of the flowers on. That might work. There's another bit there. Oh, there's a bit there of lace. Oh, there's all sorts of stuff in here. Okay, we've got some bits here. Oh, that's another bit that I wanted, a bit of that. I used that in the last one. That was really nice. And I've also got these little bits. As you know, I keep all my little bits of lace, so we could put pieces on here. In fact, somewhere under here, there's these that I wanted to put on my snippet roll. So definitely. Okay, I'm going to put them over there. So let's have a little play and see where we want to put a little bit of lace or something on the top here. Long scissors. They're my little sewing scissors. Okay, so I'm just going to have a bit of lace there. I'm just going to pin that. We want a bit of lace there. Now, where do we think the little going to give this a bit of a fray. So it's just a case of playing with it, with your fabric, and seeing what looks nice to your eye and seeing what you think. Where do we want that? Where do we want that on the... Quite like it there on the pink. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Okay, I definitely want some of this flowers. I'm thinking that that would look nice. Just there, over the top. So we're just adding another layer of texture, of fabric, and building it up basically. and then these will probably be the final touches that we put on afterwards, things like that. A bit of this pink. Again, I think that might be work nice afterwards. So we're just building up a second layer now of fabric, which is what I often like to do. I don't think I'm going to use that. I'm going to put that in that bin. Got a bit of lace here. I want to try a bit of this lace. I'm thinking that would be quite nice down there. Okay. Do we want any of this on here? Yeah, we could have that bit there. So you don't always have to do in straight lines. We're going to go diagonally with this. Just across there. Do we want another bit of this? I'm thinking a bit up here would be nice. Yep, right at the very front I think would be nice. Use some of this bit here with the flower on. I think that would be really quite nice. So I'm going to put that there. Actually going to fray this a little bit more. I do like to see a little frayed edge to things. Have that there. Okay, how are we looking? I think we could do with a little bit more at the end here. I'm thinking I might have a bit more of that, maybe not. Doesn't really go. Oh, there's a nice bit of this here, that's nice. Maybe we want that tucked under there, like that. Actually, we go higher up there. Okay. Do I want another bit of this? I'm just thinking a bit there might be quite nice. Do I want any more of the lace? Got some other bits of lace we could always put on. What have we got in here? Yeah, I like that bit of lace. So I think I need to work on this bit here. We could do with something a little bit more in here. How about this. I quite like that there. So you could glue these down. You don't, as I said, you don't have to pin them. You don't have to pin. Okay, I think I'm going to stay with that. I'm going to leave those bits out. Move everything over, and I'm going to bring my sewing machine back in. What are we doing for time? Half an hour. Okay, we might get one done. So let's just bring the sewing machine back in. Oops, sorry. Dropping the plug there. Okay. There we go. So that's back in. Plugged on. Right. So now what I'm going to do is just run a little stitch on each of these little pieces just to hold them down. Where do I want to go with the blue tip? I don't want to go through. Oops, let's do that. Yeah, I'm just going to run a zigzag stitch along this side. Hold that there. I might do a stitch the other side actually, and bridge the two pieces of material. And if I come down into the lace, so this is where if you were gluing you could just stick it straight down and you wouldn't have to worry, whereas because I'm sewing I want to make sure I catch. So like I've sewn along here and along here, so that's now caught, but I need to sew this bit down so that we can then work on the embellishments afterwards. So I'm just going to run another stitch along here. Like so. I'm just going to go along and do all of this. In fact, we might carry on, and it should then catch a lot of these top pieces. So yeah, I'm just working my way along, catching all of these pieces. We're afraid it wants to tuck up. Do that. There we go. I can take that out. Use my scissors to hold that flat. There we go. to the side so that I can come back down this outer bit, and then that should catch all these bits here. Okay, there's a bit here that we need to go through. Just moving my little threads out to the side. Here we go. Joined up there where we did. Okay, so we now have on the back 3 rows of stitches, and that has secured all of them down. Okay, let's move this out of the way. We're done for the sewing. Needle down. Oh, there we go. Move her out the way. Okay, I'm still in camera. Yep, there we go. So yeah, all I'm going to do now is just pull these threads through again and tidy them up. If I can do that. Right. Some of them look like they've got a bit entangled. This one's easy to do. So how are we doing? 37 minutes. That's not too bad. Because now the fun bit comes when we can add lots of other embellishments to it. Okay, so I'm going to leave those bits. You don't get the idea. I don't think you really need to see me do all of that with my threads. But this is our snippet roll now. So we've got lots more base, another layer on it. It's looking really, really nice. So now we can decorate it either with some buttons or, like I've done that, with some paper. Now let's bring these back in. I do want to do these, and I'm going to split this. Long scissors. So that I can use it in 2 spots. And I'm thinking we've got it puckered a little bit there, but that's fine because we can hide that with that. I think would look really, really nice there. Now, do I sew? Probably hand sew would be better for this. But I'm gonna just pin this in so that I know that this is where I want this. Where do I want this one? I think at the top here might be quite nice. Yeah, I think I want it here with the blue tip, because then when you come to use this, you could chop it off and use this little bit here or anything like that. So that's what I'm going to do with this. Now, did we want, I don't think I want any more of that. Do I want any of this little trim? I think this might be quite thick. A bit too thick, not feeling that. Okay, So now we need to decide what else we would like to put on here. Do we want any butterflies, anything like that? Let's have a little look. I've just grabbed some of the bluer butterflies here. A bit moth-eaten, look, in my Scan and Cut, but you could then put butterflies dotted about on there. Oh, I've got some of these. These would work. Let's have a little look. Now, these would definitely have to be glued. And I would probably leave them all. I wouldn't bother taking out that centerpiece. And look at that on there. Doesn't that look lovely? Yeah, I think that can be glued on there. We've got a darker pink one. Not feeling the darker pink one, but I do like that bit on there. So we're going to have that there. What else do we want on here? 41 minutes. I'm just going to grab some butterflies. The other thing I thought of we could decorate it was you could have this ribbon has got printed bits on, so we could cut like we cut here with the little Eiffel Tower, and that could go on. That would be quite nice on there actually, wouldn't it? Do we want it there? Actually, move along. I think that would be nice on there. So I think what I'm going to do is these bits are going to be glued. So let's grab my Fabri-Tac Glue. I refilled my bottle, so it should be nice and easy to do. And I'm just going to put a bead of glue on here and stick that down. Now we can go in afterwards and add hand sewing to this if we wanted to. Same with this. I'm going to put some glue in this centre bit here. To just hold that down where I want it. And then I'm going to come in later and hand stitch that. Now I want the flower on here. Where did we want it? That there, didn't we? Okay, and then the same with this one. Just going to put a blob of glue on this centre bit. And have that down there. Okay. I mean, you could do one entirely with slow stitching. That might be quite nice. I haven't got to my slow stitching yet for filming on here. But I will do at some point. I do want to do a slow stitch series. Let's have a look what else we've got on here. I quite like these. We've got some words on here. This might be quite nice. I like, do you want that? Bridging the two? Yeah, let's do that. Again, I'm just going to bead glue down the centre, that's all. Because I do think I want to come in with a bit of hand stitching just to finish them off and just sort of tack them down. Got that one. I like that there. That looks nice. So yeah, don't be afraid to use different types of material and different fabrics. I got this ribbon in a charity shop, so I don't know where it came from, unfortunately. And then we're back to the Eiffel Tower, so I'll put that back over here. Maybe we want to put this one along the top bit there. I want to kind of flatten that bit down. It's bugging me, so I'm just going to put a bit of glue on there to hold that down. I shouldn't really be gluing on this side, but there we go. Yeah, now that I've got that there, I want to put that in the middle. Like so. And just glue that down. Okay. So that's added another layer of decoration to our snippet roll. There's nothing stopping us diving in and using some butterflies as well. That looks quite nice there. What else do we have? Looks like most of my butterflies in here are big butterflies. Yeah, they are. These are all the small ones that I've got. Okay. Let's, maybe the smaller one would look nice there. That would look quite nice, wouldn't it? Should we put those on? And again, these are just going to be glued down. I'm not actually even going to bother inking these. I'm just going to put some glue on the back and pop that down. And then we want this one, put some glue on here. Use my tweezers, that's what I got them out for. There we go. Okay, so you get the idea of a snippet roll. You can add all sorts. You could add beads, you could add buttons. We didn't add buttons, did we? I did want to. That was one more thing I wanted to add. Have I got any of my nice buttons in here? These have been, I decoupaged these buttons, but I just used a napkin with some glue and then decoupaged over the top of them, but I've not got any clear ones with pinky bits on, so I don't think I will use them. What about, I've got some green buttons. Not really feeling the buttons. These are all too new and my tub is clear across the room. But anyway, you get the idea of some snippet rolls. Like I said, I'll just quickly run through. You start off with a base of some kind. I've just used this cotton material, different types. I've got some t-shirt material there. This is all the top off of netting, which I'm going to do. And then you put a base layer down. Once the base layer is put down, I stitch it all in place. Now you could glue it all in place if you really wanted to, or you could hand stitch it all in place, whichever you prefer, whichever method is comfortable for you. And then once we've got to that stage, we then add a second layer. I go back in and I like to add smaller little snippet bits, and then some buttons, and finish it off. And we've done this one, which is the opposite way. You could go vertical or you can go horizontal. So let's hold this one up to the camera. Look at that. That's come up really nicely. So I'll end the video here. I think I will come back and do a second snippet video. I'll do part 2 because I want to work on some of these bits as well, and perhaps do some where I'm just gluing them, but I just wanted to show you my process of how I do them with some snippet rolls, and then like I did in last week's video, which was a Let's Craft video. Oh, that reminds me, I've got these to show you that I wanted to finish off, so I'll come to those. But yeah, in a few weeks' time we'll do another Let's Craft, and we can cut into this and start using it to decorate things along with the other ideas that I've got coming up for this Fabric Fridays videos for this month. Let me just show you. Last week when we were working on things, I'd stuck them down, but I wanted to stitch around these, so I've just stitched around that. That's going to make a nice little over the page pocket on the side there. I've stitched around all of those ready. I haven't gone back to them yet. They do need backing, but I wanted to show you them once they were stitched. I stitched around that. We did that one. I've stitched around that cluster, and I found this tag base and decided that that would work really well there. We put this cluster on the tag, and I stitched around that with a bit of fabric on the top, and then this is a cluster that I've stitched around those two bits of fabric, which is ready to go into a journal. So they were the bits that needed finishing off from last week's video. I just wanted to show you. But there we go, that's this week's video, which is a snippet roll. I will come back at some point and do a part 2 for a snippet roll, and we can do some different things. I'll pull out some different fabrics and some different embellishments on the top. Perhaps we'll do one that, like this one, is predominantly lace and trims. That would be really nice. But yeah, you get the idea of how it's all put together. And I will be back next week for some more fun. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye.